every new tournament has a new ball, and this is essentially the current design that they have for the match ball. Okay, you can see it's made up of 4 panels. Okay, so it is sort of a tetrahedron. It's got 4 faces broadly to it. Okay, so how would we go about modeling that up in SolidWorks? Well, it's only one way to find out. Okay, so we're going to go over to here and let's see how we can go about this. So first things first, we need our ball itself. So let's start off with the circle, and we're going to chuck a center line through there. Okay, and we'll trim away the bottom, and then we want to add in a dimension to this arc. Now, for the rules of FIFA and so on, it's the diameter that seems to be the main thing that they're looking at. So if you click the 2 endpoints of an arc, then click the arc, you get the arc length. Not one that everybody is aware of, but there we go. We have our arc for our ball. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to turn this into an extrude. Do I want it to be closed? No. If I don't have it closed, I can then make it a thin feature. Okay, so it saves me having to draw the 2 lines and so on. So let's just do it this way, and we have our basic sphere in here. Okay, so now I need to isolate out a section that's going to be the actual ball itself. Okay, so it's probably going to be this sort of nearer face, so let's just see how we can go about that. So the way I would do that is possibly with a 3D sketch. Okay, so I'm going to just start drawing some lines. So we just go up, we come down, then if I look down in plan view, it helps change the sketch alignment of what I'm doing here. And you can see I have what looks to be a tetrahedron. So let's make sure all those edges are equal. Okay, I need a little bit more here. So I'm going to draw some extra lines coming from the origin and going out. Because not only are all those edges the same, obviously the vertices would also be the same distance from the center. And that has not gone correctly. Okay, it's still a bit loose. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, let's just start off by going, well, that edge should sit on my front plane. Thank you very much. And say this edge here, that's at an oblique angle, that needs to be parallel with the top plane. Okay, so we're getting closer there. You can see these central lines have now turned black. It knows exactly where they are. So let's just put a size on here. I'm just going to use the same size as before, just a nice round size. That will give me all the vertices and edges that I would need in order to create a tetrahedron. So I need to create this, obviously this cutout in here. So what I am going to do is create just a quarter of this tetrahedron. So to do that, I need another 3D sketch. So let's just draw lines coming from here to just tracing these 3 points like so. Okay, and I'm going to create a loft from my new sketch back to the origin, and that will just create that sort of simple sort of pyramid shape. I am not going to merge the result in here, and we'll hit OK. Now I've got my 2 volumes. Now I need to create just the one body that shows the quarter here, so I'm going to use the combine command, and that's why I like this direct editing tab, because it's got a bunch of really handy little things in here like move bodies and so on, and indeed combine. So I'm going to look for the common material, so where this body and this body both exist, and if I do that, we have our basic profile in here. Okay, I think this sketch we will go and hide away. So we have this. Now I need to create this sort of funky S shape. Okay, now one of the things is when we look at this, it does have rotational symmetry. So if I take a chunk out of here, I can add it on down there. That's just to try and figure out a way that sort of echoes what we're seeing here. Now, it does look like these corners do go out at, 180-degree sort of intervals, 120, I should say, to make 3. So let's just make use of that, shall we? So what I'm going to do is try and see if I can draw just half of that S. So it needs to sort of go into the mid edge here, but it starts off along this upper surface. So to help me, I am going to create a quick reference plane. Okay, so reference plane there. And we need another 3D sketch. Okay, so why did I create the plane? Well, if I have the plane selected and this face, I can create an intersection curve. So it just plots on that surface this arc here, which shows me exactly where that next piece will sit. Okay, so I need another curve that's tangent to it. Okay, so I'm going to come off here. Okay, now clearly that is not pointing in the right direction, so I'm just going to swoop it across a little bit and then take that point and I'm going to make it go on that surface. Okay. If I make that fixed, that point there, let's try making that 80. I can bring this back. Okay, let's just release that fixed constraint there. Okay, so now I've got 2 arcs. I need a final one. Okay, so let's just go with a 3-point arc here. So I'm going to go that point there, and I want it to attach to that midpoint. Okay, we will get back to that. So if I go and make that tangent, okay, so let's make tangency in here. We've got tangency here. It's coming into there. Let's throw in another dimension. Hopefully it'll be kind to me as I place that on. Okay, so yeah, we've got our 40 mil and we've got this coming in here. Now, the thing is, what I want it to do is actually, I want to line up with the midpoint, but it doesn't want to just select that midpoint here, unfortunately. Sometimes you see select midpoint and so on in there. So what can we do? Well, one option could be to try converting the edge. Then we can go and pick the midpoint, pick that point there, make them coincide with one another. Okay, and we seem to have something going on here. Okay, is that going to be quite what I want? Well, let's maybe delete that curve. Let's see, can we rotate that back a bit? Maybe let's see what angle that is giving us, or what radius. Let's go 60. Okay, something like that. Okay, basically it needed to start off straight, come round and go into there. Okay, this is just a eyeballing it situation. I haven't got precise measurements, so I'm just winging it. Okay, this I do need to make into a construction line because I'm going to create another loft here. Okay, but this time, rather than it being a solid loft, I'm going to create a lofted surface. So I'm going to use that sketch and it's going to go back to the origin. Okay, so I'm going to create that little sort of curl that comes in here. Okay, so now comes the next step. I was going to say the fun bit, I don't know, but I'm going to use the split command. Okay, so we're going to split this, so we can choose our templates that we want to use. That's only if I was going to save it out. So this is the cutting tool. I cut the body, so I need that to be separate. So it now is. Okay, so I can hide this away. I can even hide that plane away. So now I have that shape there. Okay, so this is a separate body. I now have two solid bodies. So this is where the move bodies command comes in. And here I can choose to rotate it. So I'm going to rotate that around this edge about 180 degrees. So let's just do that. Okay, so that looks quite good. So in theory, I could just repeat all the way around. However, I don't want to necessarily do that because I think I can make use of this plane here, and I can probably create another plane. So let's just keep the body where it was. I'm going to create another plane using these two faces. Okay, so another plane like so. All right, and again we're going to move this thing back. We're going to use my the combine command again, so direct editing. So combine these two to we'll add them together. There is no common geometry between them, so add them together. Okay, and so now I have one bit, so I need to turn that into a third of my face again. Okay, so again here I could use the split command, or if we just cancel our way out of there, another option could be intersect, where I can choose all of this. So I can choose the planes, I can hit intersect, and then I can just get rid of the bits I don't want. Okay, like so. And now, in order to create the first panel, all I need to do is a circular pattern. I'm going to pick up on this edge here. We're going to pattern the bodies 3 times, like so. Let's add them together. Okay, and we have a panel of our football. Okay, so, you know, we might want to perhaps do a little sort of finishing touch on this. So if I go and maybe add in a fillet, okay, I'm going to make it sort of asymmetric. So maybe 3 mil and 10 mil. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see how that looks. And we'll just go round and select hopefully just the necessary number of edges. That seems to have worked quite nicely. So here we have a panel of our football. Okay, so let us now sort of finish this off. So I'll just hide those planes away. So in order to finish this, all I need to do is just do some more patterning. So we'll just zoom in on here. Here's the edge. Go to bodies. We have the top 3 panels in there. Okay, so we do need one down at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this edge here to create a final circular pattern of this body here, and we only need 2 of them this time. There we go, and we have 4 bodies, and there is our 2026 FIFA football reimagined inside of SolidWorks. Now you can play around with the dimensions, try and get a smoother arc, but have a little experiment, see what you can do. So there we go, FIFA football, how to model it up inside of SolidWorks. Thanks for watching.